So we just seen the last Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam, and I gotta be honest, I was hoping that it will be a great show. I thought it's going to be a great show, but I was left disappointed because the whole show was focused not on the WWE Universal Championship, but on the United States Championship. Like, yes, it was focused on the Universal, but it seemed like the United States Championship is much more important in the WWE because we all know why, because Roman Reigns is in that picture. So let's see what we got for this show before we jump into conclusion. So the first thing was Seth Rollins promo outside, and he talked about Demon King. I got sorry for the fans of this name. I love Finn Balor. I think he's great, but Demon King. It sounds like a League of Legends nickname or something. Really not a big fan of that. Anyway, Seth Rollins was calling out Finn Balor, and last time I checked, you have to call out someone in the ring, so it's obviously he's not going to come out. Anyway, it was pretty good, and then we jumped right into Rusev's promo about how Roman Reigns disrespected him and his wife Lana, and how he wants to beat him, how he wants an apology from him. He said that there will be no Monday Night Raw, so GMs came out, and then Roman Reigns came out, and it's been announced that they will be having a match tonight, and I didn't even thought it's going to be main event. I thought Seth Rollins or Finn Balor are going to be in the main event. Fuck, I was wrong. So we got this announcement that they will face because of he disrespected Lana, which seems like he's a freaking heel right now in this rivalry, but he's not. Yeah, he's not. Anyway, I'm okay with Roman Reigns being on the mid card. I hated him in the main event picture. He was booed like a lot. Now he gets some cheers, but at the same time, I was okay with that. But now, if you're going to make him more important than the United States Championship, then Rusev, then Finn Balor, then Seth Rollins, then the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns is now in the WWE more important by, WWE's booking than all of these things. Like, why? We will go back to this later at the end of this review, but it's just, I don't know. Then we got Sheamus versus Sami Zayn. The match was alright. Like I said, Sheamus is good, but what the fuck was wrong with his hair? His hair on this show was messed up like crazy. He had this my mom cut my hair look, So he was facing Sami Zayn, and Cesaro interfered, so Sami Zayn did his finisher out of nowhere. Like, I never knew you can do this finisher out of nowhere, but it seems like Sami Zayn is capable of everything. So it was good. Then in the backstage it was announced that we will have Cesaro vs Sheamus, best of 7 starting at SummerSlam. Please no. Please, that's the whole thing I have to say. Then we got Dudley's versus the New Day. New Day defeated him in a pretty short time. And again, Bully looks pissed at the D1, but maybe they will split. I don't know. I really hope they will. Then we got backstage segment between Seth Rollins and Neville, where Seth Rollins was looking for Finn Balor, but he came across Neville, and Neville talked about how Seth Rollins is not ready for Finn Balor, and some, to make Seth Rollins scared and all that kind of shit. Like, okay. Then we got Nia Jax versus local jobber. She just beat her ass. That's all I have to say. Like, yeah. Squash match, Nia Jax won. And then we got Brock Lesnar returning to Raw segment with Heath Slater. Now, it seems crazy, but this was my favorite part of Monday Night Raw. When Heath Slater is your favorite part of the show, you know something is fucked up with the show, right? So anyway, they talked about Randy Orton, Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar, and then we heard Heath Slater's music. What the fuck, right? He came out, he talked about how he wants something, and Paul Heyman thought he wants an advocate, and he said that it would be hilarious, and he laughed. And Heath Slater said, yeah, it kind of would be hilarious, but I want a match against Brock Lesnar because I have children and all that kind of stuff. I want to feed them. I have 2 girls and all the other kids I have. Lying bastard. Anyway, Brock Lesnar just... Paul Heyman said that you don't want this. I'm saving you. Don't face Brock Lesnar because he's going to freaking kill you. kick your ass. Anyway, Brock Lesnar got the microphone, and I thought that the cringe is coming. I thought like, no, don't give this man a microphone. Don't do it. But it seems like he's pretty okay on the microphone right now. I don't know how many times he repeated those lines, or maybe it's just natural. I don't know. Brock Lesnar never was great on the microphone, but that was better than I expected. And he was like, "Come out here. You have guts. You have children. I have children." And I say like, man, this is a good side of Lesnar. He's a great family man, he's a good man. He understands when someone needs help. And then he said, I don't give a shit about your children. And then I'm like, well, that's even better, that was great. And he said that you have two options: get the fuck out of here or face me and annoy me or something. And Heath Slater obviously attacked and got his ass kicked. Suplex City, F5, and then they talked about Randy Orton again. So not only is it two of the greatest, but it's also Raw versus SmackDown, which is always kind of cool. The general managers will probably talk about how they want this guy to win and this guy to win. They already did that, like Daniel Bryan, and did a shoot to Brock Lesnar talking about how he's lazy because Dean Ambrose said that. So yeah, I like that. And then we got Big Cass and Enzo Amore versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. It was actually one-on-one, but they were managers, the Enzo and Chris Jericho were managers for these guys. And in backstage they talked about, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, about how they got their back and it jokes and dig it. That was crazy. That was funny. If you haven't seen that, make sure to check back and watch that again. The match ended in disqualification because Jericho interfered, and we basically got Y2Co, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens beating the shit out of those two guys, Enzo and Cass, and that was the end of this match, this segment, whatever it was. The last scene was Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens standing in the ring, raised their hands, and I believe that actually they're going to lose, at pay-per-view at SummerSlam. Big Enzo and Cass are going to win probably. Big Enzo. I don't know, I'm not feeling well right now probably. But then we got the Primetime Players and Bob Backlund versus the Shining Stars. And Shining Stars won this match because Primetime Players are not a freaking team. They tried to be, but accidentally Darren Young hit Titus O'Neil. And Titus O'Neil also accidentally did his finisher. Well, I guess that wasn't an accident. I believe so. Yeah, that wasn't. So he beat Darren Young, got into the back, and we know that this rivalry continues. A rivalry better than Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. I'm obviously kidding. Anyway, what the fuck was that? Jinder Mahal versus Neville. Like, Jinder Mahal just debuted after his return to Monday Night Raw, and I thought like, yeah, Neville needs a win. Jinder needs a win, but Jinder is going to win because, it's his first match. He's going to look strong. He has his gimmick back. And he lost. He even begged. So why are you bringing him back? I seriously don't understand. Maybe they will do Social Outcast version 2. I don't even know. Like, why? I was really hoping Jinder would win, but he didn't, which is bad. And then we got Seth Rollins calling out the Demon King. I'm not gonna call him that. Finn Balor, that's all I have to say. Calling Finn Balor, and Finn Balor came out with his costume and all that crazy shit. That's awesome. That's really... So we got this segment between those two, paint, all that kind of crap, and they started to fight, which was great reversals, And the good thing is that Finn Balor did not hit his finisher. That keeps us waiting for SummerSlam to see that shit. That's good. But at the same time, I thought that the demon costume paint should only be for pay-per-views, in my opinion. That's just, I don't know, like, it keeps it special, unique. It keeps us waiting for that. And now they just spoiled it, and we know how the things are going to look right now. So, anyway, that thing also did not save this Raw. Then we got Golden Truth versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Obviously the club won. Golden Truth don't wrestle anymore on Raw. No, I hate those guys. Like I used to like both of those guys, but when they are in a tag team, fuck him. Like, seriously. Then we got Charlotte versus Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox is a jobber. Charlotte won, and then Sasha Banks and Charlotte started to fight. And before that, Dana Brooke, my most hated female wrestler, was breaking up with Charlotte, but now they are friends again and beat the shit out of Sasha, with a submission move. And we've seen this match already on Monday Night Raw, so I'm not really looking forward for SummerSlam for this match particularly. But I guess, these women are great wrestlers, so at least we will have a great match. Then we got Rusev and Lana versus Roman Reigns. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. And now, second week in a row, Roman Reigns is ending Monday Night Raw. Fuck the Universal Championship, fuck Finn Balor, fuck Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns ends the freaking show. Seems like Vince McMahon is still licking Roman Reigns' balls. Like, why? Like, seriously, why? I mean, it's great. It was a good match. I really enjoyed everything about that match. Only if Rusev is going to win at SummerSlam, because if Roman Reigns won tonight and at SummerSlam, Rusev is effed, like, seriously. But I like it, I think it's good, but that should be in a mid-card. Why main eventing Raw? I'm all okay for United States Championship main events, that's great, but that wasn't even for the title. So it was only done just because Roman Reigns would end the show. And he won, but I don't know. All in all, in this show, I would give it... Last week, I think I gave 5. Now it's... 5.5. Yeah, I think that will do. No, it's 5. It's the same bullshit. It's the same bullshit with a different flavor from last week. So that's all I have to say. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this show. And if you want to help this channel, make sure to like this video, subscribe, share if you wanna if you wanna help me even more. For a new computer, I really need to update this stuff. So you can donate $1, $2. Thank you very much. The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. LOL, this kid is so what? Handsome? Don't fight it, man. I know you want me. Unfortunately for you, I don't swing that way. You can't be taking 4 or 5 breaks from uploading.